All right, people, we are back. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, I'm trying to do these life skills, navigating transition videos in 15 minutes or less. I have already written extensively about the topics that I'm discussing, but I'm hoping that in doing this, you can get quick snippets and then run to the articles on Rondaisms.com to get further information. Like I said, all of my articles have hyperlinks so that, you're like, oh, I don't know where it is. Don't worry, I got you. Hyperlinks are included. The other thing is, this is not legal or financial advice. You need to talk to a lawyer, an accountant, a financial advisor to discuss your unique situation, because a lot depends on where you are at your life and what your finances are. For example, I know someone had reached out to me and was like, hey, can I just see your will? And I'll just copy it. And I'm like, first of all, you have kids. I don't. So my will is not going to be useful for you because I don't have dependents. And you do. So your will should not be looking like mine because you have to adjust for the minors in your life. Again, and if you saw the snippet video on taxes, I am not going to repeat that. Go check that one out. I mentioned free resources where if you cannot afford a financial advisor, lawyer, or accountant, I gave you free resources where you can run and get that information and have someone to talk to. So the homework assignment from the tax video was go utilize the free resources, or if you can afford, find yourself a financial planner and an advisor or an accountant and talk to them about your financial situation. So because it's January and it's tax season, that's the thing. But we're going to also, that ties into what this little video is. It's finances, budget, investing. Again, for 2025, we're investing in ourselves. And by investing in ourselves, we are not going in blind. We're going in eyes wide open. We've developed a business plan for our life that's addressing our finances, our mental and emotional health. We're addressing our physical health, and we're looking at this plan holistically. The things we know about plans. Plans change. We do not have to have the plan drafted in stone. We are doing quarterly check-ins. We're giving ourselves a mid-year check-in. And the end of year check-in, we are going to tweak the plan as needed. Maybe we're going to decide that, you know what I thought should happen at the end of the second quarter needs to be a fourth quarter event. Or maybe we need to kick that to next year. So as you are developing your plans, like I said, January is when people start their resolutions. They're thinking about taxes, refunds, all of that stuff. Hopefully you don't. Again, check out the tax video. Let's talk about where the basics. You cannot talk about financial investing or planning or generating wealth without having a budget. And people are like, don't mention the B word for me. Let me tell you something. Wealthy people have budgets. They just have someone to manage their budget. If they didn't have a budget, they would not be wealthy. So, you need to have a budget. If you don't know what's coming in, what's going out, how do you prepare? It's just like when you're going on a trip. What's your budget? Are we economy? Are we economy plus? Have we upgraded to business class? Or have we went to the first class? Now, if you are economy plus, you can't be hoping to do some first class stuff. You need to know. And I'm not knocking that because there was a time when we were an economy girl. But, situations change. You need to have a plan for every stage in your life. And I'm one of those people, I'm grateful that no matter what my situation was, I was able to enjoy it. And I'm not knocking anybody for being at that stage in life where it's like financially things are just, we're struggling. Been there, done that. Don't worry. With planning, prayer, meditation, planning, you can ride that out. So, first things first, you need a budget. Rhonda, I don't know how to do a budget. One of the things that I did when I mentored high school students and first generation college students, I told you I had a website for them, matrixnavigation.com. Go there, and there is, I think I did an article or a post just on budget. And if you click on there is a budget planning sheet. Also, I want to say back in 2014, 2015, before she became famous, I interviewed the Budgetnista. And I believe I have that article somewhere on Rondaisms. But the first thing is you need to start with a budget. You need to know, what am I bringing in? You need to know, what's my tax liability? You need to know, where am I investing? You should not be in the dark of what's happening with your finances. Like I said, the failure to plan means you're planning to fail. And understanding that at different points in your life, your goals are going to change. And when you're single, you should be investing heavy. When you have kids, now you got to, okay, there's probably a mortgage involved. You're investing in their college. You're also trying to invest in your retirement. When the kids are off the nest, you focus more on, okay, what's my retirement going to look like? We want to do vacations. It changes. And as your goals and needs change, so should your planning. So should your budget. Have a budget. I live by a budget. I meal prep. I still have a budget, regardless of the changes of my situation. It's like, let's pull out that budget. Can we do more vacations this year or can we not? Have a budget, just like the grocery store. I do not freeball the grocery store. Otherwise, we're going to have stuff in the cart that we don't need. List. Rhonda keeps a list. I'm a list girl. Some of the things, maybe we don't need. You don't have to be married to it, but have a goal and vision in line. I always say most things aren't emergencies. It's just somebody failed to plan, and now we are running around with a chicken with our head cut off. You don't have to be like that with your finances. So first thing, have a budget. Have a budget, because your budget's going to let you know how much money you have to play with to invest. Here's another reason why we need to have a budget. I'm at the age where me and most of my friends are the sandwich generation. What's the sandwich generation? Kids are in college, and now all of a sudden you are becoming a caregiver to your adult parent. That impacts whatever prior planning you've done, particularly if your adult parent did not properly plan for their long-term care or aging. And at some point, most Americans are going to need some type of long-term care assistance. Women live longer than men. Have you planned for that in your retirement? Have you planned for that for your health care when you're older in your life? And, Social Security is not going to cover everything. Have you planned for that? If you are the sandwich generation, that drastically impacts how you are saving, because if you do have kids in college and now you found out that, oh my God, I need to take care of a parent, or oh my God, I am in midlife and my body is not, it's doing funky stuff. And so now maybe you have medical bills or things you need to address. This is where have your budget, check on your budget, check on it, check on it, check on it, check on it. You should not be a stranger to your budget and your finances. You should not be surprised by certain things. The best surprise is, oh my gosh, I got a check that I wasn't expecting from a distant relative. But you shouldn't be surprised by, oh my God, I am not, I don't have the funds for this. And so the whole point of this is, like I said, it's life skills. It's navigating the transitions. It's being like, things do get funky no matter how well you prepare. And I'm a preparer. I'm a planner. I got a plan A, plan B, plan C. And guess what? Sometimes life happens and none of those plans are going to work. That's life. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't plan and prepare. So we talked about have your budget, have investments. And again, this is you regularly talking to your financial planner, advisor for major events. I got a promotion. I got a raise. I got a bonus. Does this put me in a different tax bracket? Because of the promotion and range and a raise, can I invest more in my 401k, or I'm thinking about buying investment property or all this other stuff? These are all conversations you have when you know. You don't say, I want to buy a house and be like, yeah, I want to buy a house. There's steps to that, hon. Did we get pre-qualified? Pre-qualified is not pre-approved. So, hello? Let's be proactive and take more control of the situation. So we talked about budget, investments. Women, you need to do more, unfortunately, because we live longer than men. And also, even if both spouses or partners are working, women are expected to be the caregiver for not only their partners and the children and the dependents, but also if something happens, like your adult parent is ill and you need to bring them in. That's an extra burden on you. So women, how you prepare for that is gonna, like, if your spouse dies earlier, what have you done to cushion that blow? I have come across a lot of women, smart, intelligent women, that have told me they did not know about their taxes. They just signed them because their husband told them to. They didn't know where the investments were. Honey, it's 2025. You need to know where all the bank accounts are, what the savings portfolio and the investment portfolio looks like. And if you're single, have your own. Have your own. Again, I gave resources of where you can start doing that. And I'm not knocking anybody for not knowing. You don't know what you don't know. I'm first generation. My parents were working class, hard workers. And they were like, buy a house, that's a good investment. Yes, that's true. But we never talked about stocks, bonds, or, anything like that. Everybody was afraid of it because they didn't know. And it wasn't until later on in my life that, I tried to talk to a financial advisor, and it was a guy that talked down to me because I was a woman. And I'm like, no. And it was much later on that I finally met a woman that was a financial advisor. And she explained the stock market and, what it meant to be risk averse, or, and after that I was like, oh my gosh, I've been avoiding this for so long because I didn't know. And I didn't feel that the men that were trying to talk to me had my best interest at heart. Also, as women, like I said, our financial planning is going to look differently, particularly if you're a single professional woman. It's going to look differently. So you want to make sure, one, the people you're talking to, it's like picking a financial advisor is like picking your hairstylist or your trainer. As a woman, our bodies are different. So you want somebody that understands that your profile needs to look differently. It shouldn't look exactly like your husband's. It shouldn't look exactly like your father's, because it's different. So, and even parents, you need to be having budget conversations with your children early on. The first time they hear about a budget shouldn't be when they're leaving college and starting their adult life. Start having these conversations with them early, at the kitchen table, when you are discussing whether or not there is an allowance, or if they're getting one. No, like my parents had no problem telling us, nope, that's not in the budget. And that's something that I've used for my nieces and nephews. You have a budget. You have a birthday budget. You have a Christmas budget. Okay, you've done something special. Here's your budget. You must operate within this budget. So start introducing those terms and those concepts to your kids early on so that they can be financially responsible. The whole goal is that your children are better off than you are. And that doesn't mean that you do not give them consequences or they experience no, restrictions. It's that have those conversations with them early. The conversations that your parents didn't have to you about money management. Have the conversations about how to invest, where to go find those resources. So for this, one, you've already done your homework from finding a financial planner or an accountant. Go to the video for taxes. Two, your homework, start your budget. Start your budget, look at your investments, bring that to your financial planner and your advisor or your accountant. They will love you for already having done that first step. So we have our budget, we talked about investments, and we're getting into the habit of continually having a conversation quarterly, annually with our financial advisor and planner for every major life event and change that happens with us. All right, guys, 1510. Ooh, got to work to keep it a little bit under. Thank you for rolling with me. Thank you.